Hello everyone, I am so sorry that these videos that I wanted to end up posting for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday did not get uploaded Sunday. As you could probably tell by the sound of my voice, I'm really not feeling all that well because my nose is literally stuffed up. You can probably see that it's like red on the sides. So, as a result, on Sunday I had to rest. I am feeling a little bit better. So I'm going to try to see if I can upload all the 4 videos that need to be uploaded for today. Um, today. And I hope it all goes well. It's just been crazy, busy this past weekend, and then suddenly getting a little bit of a cold out of the blue. It's just not fun. So, I'm going to try to upload all of them now, and I don't think that I want to, put these videos off at all, and I really do care about getting them out there, so I'm going to try to see if I can upload them all today. If I can't, then I'll either upload 2 or 3 tomorrow, depending. It's all going to probably vary as to how much I'm probably capable of doing. But I will do my best and try to get all this stuff out to you so that you may enjoy it for this holiday season, because I know Christmas is coming up soon and I really want to make sure that the holiday month of this month continues despite my minor cold. So without further ado, let me discuss what I wanted to discuss for this Animation Friday. That I wasn't able to upload till today, and that is the best animated Disney shorts. Yes, these shorts stem from half an hour to like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, even some probably under 10 minutes. But they are all, I think, a lot of fun. There's some holiday shorts that I think stick out to me till this day. I think that there's a lot that Disney has to offer, especially around the holiday season. And I think they're an animated studio company that really focuses on putting out sort of animated content that revolves around the holiday season over the years. So I think it only makes sense to talk about Disney specifically in this case. Since I've already talked about Charlie Brown and the Rankin Bass animated shorts, I thought this would be interesting to touch on. So I'm going to talk about the ones that stick out to me the most. Now, the first one that I wanted to briefly talk about is The Little Match Girl. This one is actually a really unknown short because it wasn't really aired all too much on Disney. I don't know why. I think it's because it didn't get the wide recognition by the public. I think partially because we were more used to Pixar doing shorts before their films, and usually Disney doesn't really do shorts before their films, but apparently it's supposed to be on the Little Mermaid's DVD. I think maybe there's a certain version of the Little Mermaid that it's supposed to be on, and apparently it plays before the film. But this animated short, I think, is very touching, very sad, very hopeful. It really shows you the sort of tragedy and the struggles that people go through, and conveys it in a time period that really is all about joy and celebration. And you really do see the tragedy within the short. It's so sad. It's like very heartbreaking to watch. And there's no words, it's just music playing, and the scenes just play out perfectly for themselves. I think this short is just brilliant in how it sets the scene, it sets the mood, there's different emotions, and there's sort of a little bit of hope at the end. Even though it is, in a sense, supposed to be really sad, it still gives you that uplifting sense of love that is so much needed, especially during this time of year. So it's really a short that is really worth your time and investment. I don't imagine it being too long, but it just conveys within a short amount of time really the essence of Christmas and the um, the holiday spirit in general. Because even though there is a Christmas tree and it's sort of referenced at Christmas, it still kind of brings in that holiday vibe by taking place in a cold area, by having certain things that we associate with around this time of year, and at the same time trying to convey that sense of charity, that sense of heart. Um, and I think you really do see that call for help sort of displayed in the short, and it really does make you want to do something good this holiday season. So definitely check it out if you're interested. I'll be sure to put all of them below.
Oh, where was Mom going?
They're going off to the to get the car. Apologize, that was just my brother. Um, so basically, that's really all I can say about the short without really giving too much away, except that it is about a little girl um, who sort of lives in poverty and doesn't have a home, and you sort of see that her struggle to sort of survive, and um, it sort of kind of conveys what I wanted to, what I think the Christmas tree as a holiday special should have done. Um, and it brings out a lot of things, and I think it's definitely worthy of a recommendation if you are interested in something like that. Now, the next one I wanted to mention, I think, is one that's a little bit more well known, and that's the Mickey's Christmas Carol. That runs roughly over half an hour, but within that amount of time, they display the Christmas Carol fairly well. The characters make sense in their roles, like having Scrooge McDuck play Scrooge. That's probably the best casting choice you could have given to Mickey and Friends spin to the Christmas Carol. Again, you see Mickey as sort of, the Scrooge is sort of, assistant. This is supposed to be like, the good, nice hero. So, there's a lot that goes on within the short, within the 30 minutes. And I think it definitely is one of the better Christmas Carol interpretations, at least animated interpretations. I don't even think I've seen a lot of animated interpretations that have done it on this level. So I think it's definitely worthy of a watch this around this time of year. I think it really conveys the essence of the original Christmas Carol story, while at the same time trying to make it feel like it would come out of something like Disney. So it's both good as kind of a company label and good as a Christmas Carol interpretation. So it succeeds, I think, on all fronts, um, both dramatically and sort of comedically at the same time. And I think it's definitely one that is worthy of a recommendation this holiday season. If you sort of enjoy the Christmas Carol um, and what it has to offer as a story, you'll find this one, I think, quite enjoyable. If you don't mind it being a little bit more for kids as opposed to being a little bit more adult. Now, uh, this next short that I wanted to briefly mention primarily does focus on music, but it's a lot more upbeat than something like Little Match Girl. And that's called Once Upon a Winter Time, which I believe is from Melody Time, actually. And I almost want to say it's one of the beginning shorts that ends up playing in the film Melody Time. But what's great about this short is it again has comedic moments. It has sort of dramatic moments. There's tension, but there's also joy and fun. There's a lot of funny little moments that sneak in within the animation that I think really do showcase Disney's uh, talent of mixing sort of comedy with drama. I really like the whole approach that it has going for it. But basically, it revolves around animals um, and two people in love, basically ice skating, and you sort of see the kinds of shenanigans that end up happening. And it's really simple. It's just not this big complex, mind twisting game of a short, but at the same time, it conveys the holiday perfectly. It conveys the time perfectly. You feel the emotions and the sort of joy and the tension that ends up happening when there is something dramatic that occurs. Again, it really does within the animation show you the emotions, and that's great. That's what animation is supposed to do. It's supposed to give you a sense of what's going on without really showcasing a whole lot of words. And that's why I think this short in particular stands out to me because not, and again, it's again not really associated with any particular holiday. They're just enjoying themselves during the wintertime, and you really do feel though the atmosphere and and it gets you really into that holiday spirit, that holiday mood. It's what you want to be watching around this time of year. So I think it's definitely worth a recommendation if you enjoy that kind of thing. It's cute, it's simple, it's not that complicated, but at the same time, it still leaves, I think, the audience members satisfied because it does what a good animated short should do, and in particular one that revolves around the holidays or the holiday season of winter. So I think that's really though all I can say about that one in particular. But the next one that I wanted to briefly address, the second to last one, is The Night Before Christmas. This was a Silly Symphony short. I believe it was made in the 30s. Um, and it really it's kind of twas the night before Christmas, uh, except pretty much in animated form. It shows Santa going to this one house and bringing out all the toys, and you sort of do see a little bit of the ideas that animators had sort of originally. Again, there's the toys that kind of come to life, which you will see. Some people might be saying that Toy Story ripped it off from that, but you can take that for what it's worth. But these concepts were relatively old. That whole idea, um, because it only makes sense in a child's world. Um, so it really does within these um, roughly, I'd say, 10 minutes, really give you a sense of Christmas. From the tradition of Santa Claus in the American understanding. It gives you a sense of joy, especially with the children. Um, and again, there's not a whole lot of words, but at the same time, there's still a whole lot of personality that comes sort of through with the Santa Claus. You kind of see him as funny and very joyous. Um, and he kind of knows what to do with the scenes that end up sort of playing out, and what he ultimately ends up deciding to sort of give the children. So it really works. It's just one of those shorts that you can't help but watch every time on Christmas, at least from my viewpoint, because again, fairly simple, but sets the holiday well and suits the time period and holiday season well. So, and again, you get that sense of culture, and you do feel like this is how children would at least view Christmas. And I think that's really ultimately the nice thing about these shorts. At least they do have that kind of common pattern. But this one I like in particular for, again, sort of focusing more on one specific holiday, but at the same time kind of conveying that essence and that sense of spirit. And I think there is some enjoyment that people can get out of it, even if you don't even celebrate the holiday. Again, even if I didn't really celebrate Christmas, I would still find some enjoyment out of this one. So it's definitely one that I think is worthy of a recommendation if you are interested. But the last one that I wanted to briefly mention is Donald Duck's Christmas Snow Fight. This one is a lot of fun because it's funny. Um, the whole scene with Donald and um, his little, I believe they're his nephews. It's just great. The way that they mess with him, the way Donald gets into sort of predicaments on his own, and how he wants to just kind of enjoy the snow and ride a sleigh and just kind of enjoy the outdoors, which is, I think, what a lot of people like to do during this time of year. That's kind of harder for me because I live in California, so I would have to go all the way up somewhere to the mountains in order to do that. But at the same time, it really does give you that joy, and that kind of, sort of, I guess, naughtiness that goes around with the kids, in particular Donald's nephews who are kids. So you do really get that comedic effect that I think a lot of people can identify with during this time of year. So it is definitely going for a more fun approach, as opposed to a lot of the other ones that I think take a more somber or serious approach. So it's definitely, I think, worthy of recommendation for being unique in that sense. But ultimately, I think that's really all I can say about these shorts. Again, if there are any questions, comments, concerns, I'd be more than happy to answer them. I might be able to do some more videos. I really don't know. Just by the sound of my voice, you can just tell that it's still all nasally and just plugged up there. But I'm gonna try to catch up if I can. Again, I might not be able to do Mondays today, even though it is Monday. I'm gonna try to see if I can upload maybe 2 more, but I think that's really all that I have the energy for. But again, if there are any questions, comments, concerns, I'd be more than happy to answer them. I apologize that it's been kind of crazy, but I'll try to see if I can get them uploaded. It's my goal to catch up and make sure that I'm doing my job, which is being on YouTube partially. I mean, it's obviously it's not a job, but I guess you could call it a job / hobby, because I know that again, I understand that I made the commitment of being able to upload a video every single day. And I know that there's been some slip-ups for that because of different things that have gone on, but I am going to try to catch up. But I think that's really all I can say. I hope you have a pleasant day, week, month, and year, and holiday season, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.